these past few days, this week maybe, I have had some trials and tribulations, okay? But instead of falling into the depression anxiety that I normally would experience, when I'm not going to say it wasn't there, but I was able to overcome it, to say the least, to, even though, of course, the trials and tribulations are all outside sources, but I've maintained my peace mostly because I gave myself the gift of a new beginning, okay? A new beginning. And the new beginnings, of course, sometimes you just want to pick up everything you own, move to a new state, change your name, and be a whole new person. But that's a little drastic. Do you have the resources to do that? What about your other obligations? Sometimes we just can't do that, but you can still give yourself a new beginning in your mind. Okay? Releasing attachments to things and coming up new is how that happens. That's kind of like, you know how they say with God, if you have an apology or something, the moment you ask God to forgive you, He forgives you, and that's your new beginning. Now, from that moment, if God has forgiven you and you still continue to feel bad about your mistake, then that is you yourself not allowing yourself to have a fresh beginning. But God is like, okay, yeah, I forgive you. Let's move on. You know what I mean? So I think that is the fresh beginning that we can all use. You know what I mean? Because at this point, there's still a lot of things that are out of my control. But I have given myself the gift of a fresh beginning by allowing God to stay strong in me and to have my faith remain strong as well. Like I told a friend, I was like, being quiet has helped me these last few days, and it's not so much being quiet with YouTube videos. It's mostly being quiet in my mind, because like before I said, I could be anxious and have the depression and anxiety, but that never helped. That never felt better. But now I do feel better because I have a fresh beginning with God on my side. And also, thinking about things, the possibilities. The possibilities are endless. They are. But I have found more peace in taking things, one day at a time. Like Jesus said, He was like, don't worry about tomorrow. It'll have its own troubles. Stay in the now. And that is solid advice. I advise everybody with depression and anxiety to do that. But more than that, find some peace in your mind. And I keep saying that, but that's where the fresh beginning really is. There's a quote that says, everywhere you go, there you are. That's true. Even if you do find a way to move to a new state or whatever, if you are still anxious, stressed, tightly wound up, or still have your bad money problems, and you haven't done anything to remedy that, to fix it, to overcome it, to rise above, or to be on a new level, a new frequency, do things a different way to have more success, you're going to have the same problems no matter where you go. You really have to give yourself the gift of a new beginning in your mind. And remember that the moment you ask to be forgiven, you are forgiven. You have to forgive yourself and allow yourself to move forward, because we all make mistakes. But if you let the mistakes rule your mind, then it's going to be a very sad mind that you're in. That's not a pleasant temple. A temple that always has regret. I'm talking about your mind here. Your mind is always regret. Your mind's always sad. Your mind's always like, oh, well, this person did this to me. That's not pleasant. It's a very toxic environment, okay? Give yourself the new beginning. It's like breathing a breath of fresh air into your headspace just by, meditating is good. Meditating, prayer is good. But, sometimes people say prayer like somebody outside has to come and save you, but that's not the case. It's just giving yourself the gift of forgiveness and being able to move on. If it's something that you really feel guilty about or something you really don't like about yourself, then go ahead and change it if you can. Don't make that same mistake again, okay? And having the personal responsibility as well. I'm talking to myself, but I feel like it's a lot of people that go through this, and it can be a cycle. But, we really have to break the cycle, and breaking the cycle is a gift that you give yourself. And once you break the cycle and break your family curse or whatever it is, then, ooh, you have a new beginning coming right up.